Hey everyone, so today I'm here with another year-end list, and that is my favorite EPs of 2017. There were a lot of great releases throughout the year that I really enjoyed, and I feel like I seem to enjoy more EPs than albums, so this list was very hard to make, and it took a while to put together and figure out where exactly I was going to put things, but I finally did it, and here we are. With all of that being said, let's get into this list. At number 10, we have Houses for Honesty by You vs. Yesterday. And I've known of this band for a while because of their debut that came out a couple years back. But this EP, let me just say, is a huge step up. It definitely shows a more mature and polished sound with the band, especially with the lyrical content. I love a lot of the lyrics in quite a few of these songs. The vocal performances just blew me away every single time. And the instrumentation, I know in a couple songs they add piano and stuff to just kind of clash with the hard-hitting drums and guitars, and it sounds kind of different, but it just fits together so well. And they just did a really good job putting these songs together. At number 9, I have Late Night Thoughts by Purple Hearts, and I've been a fan of this guy for quite some time now. And one thing I really love about his music in general is his way to tell a story and really just kind of capture that emotion through his performance and the way everything is put together and performed, if that makes sense. There is a lot of emotion in a lot of the lyrics on these songs, and he does a very good job of kind of telling a story in a way with the lyrics and putting that emotion across very clearly. At number 8, we have New Heights by Shorelines, and this is an EP I have been constantly coming back to since its release in the springtime of this year. This EP has so many catchy hooks and melodies all throughout it, but there are some moments where it's really emotional, especially in the lyrics, and the vocal performances especially really capture that emotion very, very well. These 4 tracks have grown on me with each repeated listen, and I love them more and more every time I come back to them. At number 7, we have Sidewinder by Stan Atlantic. This EP, I've seen so much hype behind it, especially since the lead single, Coffee at Midnight, got released and the EP was announced. And that song definitely grew on me over time. But when the EP was finally released, I listened to it for the first time, and I was honestly pretty impressed. There are some catchy tracks on here like Coffee at Midnight and Mess I Made, but also some more emotional ones like the opening track and title track Sidewinder. That one absolutely blew me away with its massive chorus. At number 6 is Pastel by Crooked Teeth. I like the way that these songs were composed. The band did a great job putting together some incredible hooks and melodies, especially on the song Out of Place. And they've crafted some really interesting instrumentation, especially some of the lead guitar parts on songs like Crawl and Helpless. And the vocal performances are incredible as well. I like how this EP was put together, and I think it's a really enjoyable listen. And number 5 is Clean by The Color Wild. Now, with this EP, I already reviewed it, so I'm not going to go too in-depth about it, but what I will say is that there are so many catchy moments on here with upbeat songs like Somebody Stutter, but the band does know how to slow things down a bit with songs like She Said. I think the EP flows really well, and all of these songs are just really fun to listen to. At number 4 is Too Close to Call by Crash Overcast. This EP came out all the way back in January, and I have not stopped listening to it. Still, it's an EP I still come back to, obviously, to this day. And again, this is just such a fun and enjoyable EP. There are so many catchy and fast-paced upbeat pop-punk tracks on this EP, and it kind of reminds me of, I guess, older pop-punk bands like Blink-182 and Sum 41. They just kind of remind me of those bands with this just fast-paced style of pop-punk music that they're making, and they just do it really, really well with these songs on here. At number 3 is The Fear by Night Argent, and This is an EP I didn't really know about until I got to interview this band over the summer, and this is an EP that once I started listening to it, I did not stop. This EP has so many catchy moments on here with massive anthemic songs like Dreamcatcher and Fear and Mannequin, which is a great opening track. But they slow it down a bit as well for some more emotional tracks like Immortalized and Dream of the Ocean. And the instrumentals captured that emotion beautifully and add more to the song, and the vocal performances are just incredible. They portray the emotion in the lyrics so well. When I first listened to it, I immediately knew that it was going to be on this list. At number 2 is Life in Cyan by Those Who Dream. I absolutely love the concept of this EP. It's very interesting. The concept is kind of how, although cyan is a bright color, it's still blue, and it kind of shows that although these songs are happy sounding because they're very upbeat, most of them anyway, they do have some very dark and emotional and personal lyrics. That concept was just very intriguing and interesting to me and made me love this EP more than I already do. Like I mentioned, there are some emotional lyrics in these songs which I absolutely love. These catchy, upbeat melodies are bound to get stuck in your head, and the emotion throughout these lyrics really shows, especially in the closing track, Cars. This is an EP where each song grew on me more and more with each listen, and it grew to be one of my favorite releases of this year. And my number 1 pick for my favorite EPs of 2017 is Alternative Futures by North Shore. This is an EP I have been basically praising so much. I love how this band just seems to stand out a lot from a lot of the pop punk bands out there. They just do something a little bit different and more unique with these songs, and no song sounds exactly like another. Each song stands out from the next, and I think that's a really great thing to have on a release, is that sort of variety. There's so much emotion throughout this thing, especially through the vocal performances. Those just blew me away. There's so many catchy moments on here, from the melodies to the instrumentation. This is an EP that I constantly come back to all the time, and it's one I definitely see myself constantly coming back to in the future. That was my list of my top 10 favorite EPs of the year. My honorable mentions are going to be in the description if you want to see them. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe for other music related videos like this. That's all for now. Till next time.